Thank you, Attorney General, and thank you to WGBH, and specifically thank you to the Attorney General's office for working so collaboratively with the blind community to ensure that this type of an agreement would come to a positive resolution, but also it would be a decision that would enhance the lives of individuals who are blind. Going to the movie theaters, everyone usually takes that as an activity for granted because you can go and you can sit and you can enjoy the movies. For those individuals that are blind, being able to sit and interpret a movie sometimes is very difficult. This type of technology that is available now for us to be able to sit, interpret, and to enjoy a movie significantly enhances our ability to not only be in compliance with the ADA, but also to enjoy activities that are readily enjoyed by anyone else in society. So we think that this agreement is significant. We're hoping that it will change the experience for individuals who are blind. I'm particularly excited about the possibility for children to be able to go and enjoy the many movies that are available, and giving them that access to that technology and the ability to enjoy listening and interpreting the movies will be significant for them. I really do think that this signals an opportunity for us as well, individuals from the blind community, from the deaf community, and from the disability community at large, to also partner with the movie industry, with the theaters, to not only provide this accessibility, but also to help raise awareness and to increase the opportunity for positive relationships in the future working with the theaters here in Massachusetts. So congratulations to everyone. This is pretty historic, particularly because of the 20th anniversary of the ADA. So congratulations to everybody, and we really do appreciate the fact that this decision was rendered and will benefit anyone in the blind community. So thank you.
We had the great opportunity to work with Commissioner Labrecque on our agreement with Apple on the iTunes technology, and we will continue that collaboration. And I also, wearing a different hat in the past as district attorney, had the great opportunity to work with Commissioner Reed as we found there were unique and somewhat unusual safety issues for young people, particularly young women, but boys and girls who were deaf and hearing impaired. And we had the great opportunity to work with Commissioner Reed on developing some safety programs and tips for children and their parents. And so it's now my pleasure to introduce Commissioner Reed, who is the commission from the Mass Commission for Deaf and Hard of Hearing.
On behalf of the Massachusetts Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, it's truly a pleasure to come here and recognize and congratulate the Attorney General's office on working together to make today possible. Staff from the Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, the Department of Communication Access, Training and Technology have worked together to provide resources and information, and we're really thrilled to see that this is happening. It's an example of the great response that we can get when we work together and what's possible in Massachusetts. For people who are deaf and hard of hearing, we know that the experience of going to see a movie in the theater, it's really a significant part of social and educational and economic and cultural experience of life in Massachusetts and all over the U.S. The opportunities that we have now is just opening wide the movie theaters for our children, for young people, for people working and senior citizens, people of all ages with hearing loss to be able to fully benefit from the movie theater experience. It's really a tremendous opportunity. We know that the Americans with Disabilities Act supports communication access as a civil right for people who are deaf and hard of hearing. So today is really an important milestone, and it's opening a door for us to be able to go to a movie theater more frequently and fully benefit from the experience. We're really excited about that opportunity to go to a movie theater with our family, our friends, our coworkers, and our neighbors. So thank you to all of you for working together to make this possible and happen today. It's a wonderful example of success when we work together, and what an appropriate way to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
And it is also now my pleasure to introduce Kim Charlson, who's the director of the Perkins Braille and Talking Book Library at the Perkins School for the Blind, where all they can see are possibilities.
Martha. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And especially, I want to express thanks, Sid. She's young, and she wants to express her excitement, too. It's Dolly. She does. But my thanks to Attorney General Coakley, to Adam Hollingsworth for all the work that he and his team put into this agreement. This is truly a landmark agreement. And on behalf of the Perkins School for the Blind, I'm speaking today for Stephen Rothstein, the president, who was unable to come. I want to say how much and how pleased we are that this agreement has come to reality for blind and visually impaired people in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It's really a groundbreaking agreement all across the country, and I'm sure people all across the country will be looking at it very carefully over the next few months as really showing leadership on this issue. Also, I want to thank WGBH, neighbors to the Perkins School for the Blind, for the work and the commitment to media access that they've demonstrated over the years. In my role as the director of the Braille and Talking Book Library at Perkins, I had the honor 22 years ago, before I was the director, but working at Perkins, to work with a team of people who had the vision at WGBH to believe that television could be accessible for people who are blind and visually impaired. As you can imagine, a lot of people in the television industry thought that GBH had really stepped off a ledge on the whole issue of accessible television for the blind, but the determination and the dedication of the staff at WGBH really convinced the industry that it was possible to make television accessible. I was part of a team that brought a television set into a room with about 25 blind people in 1988. And WGBH told us that we'd be watching an accessible television show. Most of us didn't believe it. We couldn't understand how we could watch an accessible television program. We'd never seen audio description or heard audio description on television. 30 minutes later, when the program ended, there was silence in the room. 20 blind people were just absolutely stunned that the show was over and we actually understood what had happened. It was amazing. Everybody was speechless because we knew that we had just experienced something that was going to be groundbreaking, that there would be accessibility sometime in our lifetime for movies and for television. And this week has been particularly eventful with the passage of H.R. 3101, Ed Markey's bill in Congress, and with this event today. The Perkins School for the Blind works with children, and this access to audio description for movies is going to be so pivotal. When I was 11 years old, I lost my vision due to glaucoma, and before that time, I used to enjoy going to the movies with my family. After I couldn't see the screen anymore, I was often frustrated and confused when we'd go to a movie as a family because I couldn't follow what was going on. Now, they'd try to whisper in my ear. Many of you have probably had that experience. And people around us would say, shh, 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 you're making too much noise. And they'd get very annoyed at my parents. So they stopped doing it. And I stopped going to the movies in the movie theater. It wasn't until WGBH and the MOPIX technology came about that I actually went to an audio-described movie. And I said, this is wonderful. Now I understand what my colleagues are talking about. Can you imagine if kids today hadn't had the opportunity to go to an audio-described showing of Harry Potter, what they would miss? Because Harry Potter is an icon of teenage technology and literature now, and if you don't know about Harry Potter, you're just not in the know. So WGBH, all of the partners have made a huge difference in making this happen today.